Hey, my beautiful people. My name is Kristen. Thank you for taking time to stop by my channel for my book video of the week. And what I wanted to do in the month of January, maybe early February, is go through some goals for the year. That way I can revisit them at the end. And also, if there's one of these books that you would like to have me read sooner rather than later and review, because maybe you're interested in hearing about it, that would be great. Or if you've read any of these and you have any comments that you can pass on to me, that's super helpful. So y'all, I have 22 on hand already nonfiction books that I am excited to read. Like every single one of them I got because I want to read it. So it's hard to narrow it down to 12, which would be one per month. So let me just go over kind of my top 12 that I definitely want to get to this year and show you what they're about. So this one's Crow's Feet, Life as We Age. It's edited by Nancy Peckenham. So it's a collection of essays about kind of reflections on aging, which I'm doing a lot lately, right? I'm kind of doing more video vlogs about what it means to age. But my mother sent me this for Christmas and I look forward to reading that. This one's been on my TBR for a long time and I just don't know why I haven't gotten to reading it yet. The Emerald Mile by Kevin Fedarko. It's the epic story of the fastest ride in history through the heart of the Grand Canyon. So I have visited the Grand Canyon. It was a very brief visit. I wish someday maybe to go back and actually hike it or to spend some time in it, but this sounded like a really fun adventure story. Also, 84, Charing Cross Road. These are letters that were actually sent across, I think they started in Europe and then to New York City. Yeah, London to New York City. Different authors writing letters back over at least a year. Maybe it was several years. And this was just kind of recommended, and because it's bookish related and letters and nonfiction, and it's a pretty easy read. I think it's only like about 100 pages or so. So a fun, easy, lighter read if you've been reading something heavy, right? And then I had this one recommended to me, The Girls of Atomic City. This is the untold story of the women who helped win World War II. I had put this on my wish list and my son bought it for me off my wish list. So I look forward to reading that one. This one's also, I picked up at a used bookstore just for fun, inexpensive. My husband loves to fish. I don't know anything about fish. These are like talking about wild foods that we commonly will fish or eat, and I just wanted to know more about it. And so it's been sitting on my stack of to be read books for quite some time, and I am interested in reading it. So I decided, I'm gonna decide to actually read that one. Then my sister sent me this one. This is Chance, The Shaking of the All-American City by John Mooallen. And it is about Anchorage, Alaska. So we lived in Anchorage in the 80s. She was in middle school. I was in senior high. So I just thought, and this happened way before we were there, but I just thought that would be so interesting in light of the fact that we were there later on. And again, another place that I would strongly, very much like to go back to. And it might, give even more meaning. This one supposedly is based on a movie, so I want to watch the movie after I read the book, A Private War. This is an account of Marie Colvin, who was a journalist who it sounds to me as if she didn't always follow the rules and kind of used her journalistic abilities and past to actually kind of do some covert good, mostly humanitarian based as opposed to government based. But it just really seemed like something up my alley that I don't think I would have the guts to do it. I would be too scaredy cat, but I totally honor and respect that somebody could do that or did do that. I want to get to my Black Rednecks and White Liberals by Thomas Sowell. I talked about this one, I think, a little bit in my nonfiction tag, but he is an economics professor and just talks so brilliantly about breaking down economic terms and situations in layman terms that I can understand and really enjoy and actually get an, entertainment value out of economics. So this is one of his that I have never read. And it's kind of a catchy title because, Yep. And avid reader, A Life of Robert Gottlieb. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right, but he was an editor for one of the famous papers, the Columbia Review, and wrote a whole bunch of things for the New Yorker. And basically it's a biography of an editor, author, writer, and anything that's about writing and books and all of that. But I picked this up at the Dollar Tree quite a while ago, and it's just one of those that I haven't gotten to. So again, going to put it up there, as well as this one that I picked up at the Dollar Tree that is based off of Curtis Armstrong's Revenge of the Nerds, and that whole cute little, I think it was the 80s, right? The 80s movie. I'll have to see what year that actually came out. Yeah, but I like biographies. This one is a little piece of light, a memoir of hope, prison, and life unbound. And so this is a story of a woman who did something illegal. Maybe you could argue for a good reason. She did do the crime and she did do the time, but she was, she went in with good intentions from the beginning, and she used a lot of her time in prison to try to, better herself and those around her, and take that around, trying to even reform the justice system even after she got out. So that's something I've become increasingly interested in, and so I look forward to reading this. And this was a Dollar Tree too. Then my last Dollar Tree nonfiction, lots of nonfiction at the Dollar Tree, y'all. No Place to Hide. This is about surveillance and kind of all those disclaimers that are like a million billion pages long, and we just say, yes, I agree to the privacy terms. And so I was like, I'll read a book that will probably end up freaking me out, but be probably informative, and maybe I'll want to scroll through and look for some specific, is that a word? Specific verbiage to, decide if I really want to grant permission to some of these access apps and media sites and whatnot. So those are my 12 that I am committing to. We'll see how I do this year. Let me know if you've read any, or if there's any of these in particular that you think I should bump up on my list. The goal is one a month, so I will get to it. Thanks, y'all. Take care.